Okay, truth up front. I don't have the quick fix to weight loss. And even if I did, giving it to you wouldn't give you what you really need. It wouldn't really solve the biggest problems for you. For most people, weight loss is not the problem. It's not what you actually need. I've tried most of the weight loss strategies out there. I've had liposuction 3 times. I've tried various methods to try to freeze off the fat, try to roll and pull and, somehow break up the fat. I've tried fat burning pills, I've tried creams, I've tried acupuncture, I've tried hypnosis, I've tried numerous diet plans and programs, personal trainers, packaged foods. Okay, you get the point. I've tried a lot of tricks, but let's be honest, we all fall for the hype because we're looking for that easy button, the most bang for as little work as possible. That's human nature. But if you really want to take your life back, there is no easy button for that. And there are reasons why we eat ourselves into oblivion. And there are reasons why we look at our bodies with disgust. There are reasons why we have very little love for ourselves. And weight loss is not going to fix that. And looking back, I tried a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure that I ever really tried. I think I was like a lot of people. I wanted that quick fix, and I didn't even want to put in a minimal amount of work. I just wanted to say, hey, I'm still trying. I don't know what's going on. This weight just won't come off. I wanted to tell people, I haven't given up on my weight loss. I haven't given up on myself, but I had. I remember telling a therapist that I was a lost cause. I didn't even know why we even bothered. It was just a waste of both of our times. I thought I was just a waste of our time. And usually trying meant that I followed whatever diet plan for a couple days. Then I would have something not on the approved list. And, that would lead to this full-blown binge. And then I would quit. I could just chalk it up to another failed diet. I couldn't even manage to take the pills on the frequency that I was supposed to. Therapists had me keeping these food logs to track what I was eating and the emotions I was having, that was driving the eating, and I would do that for a meal or two, not even a full day, and then I would quit doing that too. I knew that I was an emotional eater. I would literally say to myself, Kim, this is not what you want. I would sit with McDonald's, in front of me, and I'd say, you know what? You shouldn't eat this. You want to lose weight, you want to get healthy, you want to build your confidence. This isn't going to get you there. This was literally the conversation I would have with myself, but I could even name the emotions. I would say, you know what? You're just sad right now. You're just lonely right now. You're just angry. Eating is not going to solve whatever's going on with you. These are all the things that the therapists tell us, right? And I would go through those motions. But, it wasn't enough to stop me. I would just keep shoveling in the food and I would cry as I was shoveling it in, and then I would eat until I thought I was going to explode. And then I would purge it all. And then the cycle would just start again. And I kept telling my therapist, what was happening, how I was going through this whole thought process. I was thinking these things to myself, and I just kept telling her, I don't know what the disconnect is. I don't know why I'm able to rationalize through this. I'm able to have the thoughts. I'm able to catch the thoughts. And yet it doesn't stop me. Why was that not enough to trigger some switch in my brain that says, hey, stop eating. This really isn't what you want. But as many times as we had that conversation, she never had an answer. She would say, I know, Kim, you know this, you know how to stop, and I don't know either why you're not stopping. I don't know what's preventing you from taking that next step. But now I have the answer. I was making these half-hearted attempts, and I was using strategies that didn't work for me. And what I was really trying to do was to tackle the symptom, not the real issues. My weight was a symptom. My eating was a symptom. It was not the real issue. All along I thought, I just want to lose weight. I just want to get healthy, and I thought the issue was I just needed to control my eating, but my weight and my eating weren't the issues, and my weight loss wasn't the answer, at least not to the biggest problems I had in my life. Yeah, it would have made me healthier, physically healthier, but not mentally healthier. So, I remember another therapist. Yes, I've gone through multiple therapists. None of them helped me with my eating disorder. But I remember one therapist asking me, let's take a look. What I want you to imagine what life would look like if you could get your eating under control and if you could lose this weight. And I remember telling him, nothing would be different. I had been thin. I had lost a bunch of weight. I looked physically, I looked awesome, and nothing was different. And so in my brain, I kept telling myself, I can go through all this struggle, I can lose all this weight, but nothing is going to change. And what it really boiled down to was it didn't matter what weight I was at, I was still going to be unhappy. I was still gonna lack love for myself, and I was still gonna lack that self-confidence. And so I realized that the eating and the extra weight was really just a symptom of that unhappiness. And I had to learn how to make myself happy, and then the eating would naturally control itself. Eating healthy and eating, normal amounts would just be an extension of that happiness, an extension of that self-love. But the first step to creating this happiness was to create that self-love. I had to start believing that I was even worthy of love. And I'm talking love for myself. I'm not talking about love from someone outside of me. I'm talking about loving myself. And if you haven't read it, there's a little book. It's maybe 30 pages, quick read, and it's called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And it's by Kamal Ravikant, I think is the way you say his last name, but I highly recommend it. I had found it free on the internet, and it was one of the best gifts that I had ever received. And basically what he talks about in this book is that everything in his life was falling apart, and he had reached this breaking point in his life, and something had to give. And so one day he woke up and he wrote down, this day I vow to myself to love myself, to treat myself as someone I love truly and deeply, in my thoughts, in my actions, the choices I make, the experiences I have. Every moment I am conscious, I make the decision that I love myself. And he told himself this over and over again. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And the thing is, with your brain, you hear things enough, eventually it starts going, okay, I get it. You love yourself. We're going to start believing that you love yourself. But that's not what we tell ourselves every day. We don't wake up saying, you know what, you are beautiful, you are smart, you're a really giving person, everyone around you just is better for having you alive. That's not what we tell ourselves. So I am all about affirmations, and if over and over you tell yourself, I love myself, I love myself. You really are awesome. And you are getting better and better every single day. Slowly, as our beliefs start to shift, our lives start to shift. Because how does a person who truly loves themselves treat themselves? Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. How does someone who truly loves themselves treat themselves? First of all, they don't stuff themselves full of crappy food. That's the first thing. And then they don't make themselves throw up after eating. They don't use laxatives. They don't punish themselves at the gym. They don't call themselves names. They give themselves a little bit of grace. They don't tell themselves, you're hideous and weak and pathetic and all the things that we call ourselves. They just don't. They appreciate everything that they have to offer. They tell themselves how beautiful they are, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. You have to be beautiful on the outside and the inside. They take care of themselves. Are you taking care of yourself? Or do you say, oh, it's selfish. I can't do this for myself. I have to do all of this for everyone else, and I come last, or I don't come at all. We have to take care of ourselves if we love ourselves. They surround themselves with awesome, positive people, and they don't allow the people around them to treat them badly, just as they don't treat themselves badly. They nourish their bodies. They treat their bodies like temples. That's what people who love themselves do. And so it's do or do not. There is no try. And for all of you Star Wars fans out of there, you know that Yoda was a genius. So do or do not. There is no try. So love yourself. Love yourself. There is no trying. There's no, oh, okay, tomorrow, maybe I'll try this thing. You have to love yourself. No more of these half-hearted attempts. You have to be all in for you and for everyone else that you love. You can only be the best version of yourself when you love yourself. And then your love for everyone else, it just naturally flows from this love, this pure, committed self-love. So please make a full-blown 100% effort to love yourself, because you are absolutely 100% worth the effort. And I mean today, start today. Let's start with the self-love today. And if you're having a hard time imagining what this self-love looks like, then look at how you love the people around you. How do you love them? Mirror that for yourself. If you wouldn't do it to your daughter, your best friend, your sister, your mother, let's pretend you like all those people, but don't do it to yourself. Now, I know that you probably have other women in your life that they are also lacking this love for themselves. It seems to be an epidemic that we walk around telling ourselves we aren't good enough, not deserving of love, but we all are. So please, these other women in your life, let's grab a hold of them. Let's let them listen to this video. Let's be self-love accountability buddies. Hey, did you love yourself today? What did you do? How did you take care of yourself? Let's start asking those questions. And let's keep this conversation going. Hit the button below and please subscribe. Hit the little bell, it'll notify you next time I upload a video, because I don't want this to be where this conversation ends. I want us to dig into our beliefs and figure out how we can love ourselves better. And so I also have a free, again, absolutely free webinar, no strings attached, at my website, and that's ourworldempowered.com. Again, that's ourworldempowered.com. Go there, watch the webinar. We can dig deeper into our beliefs. We can kind of try to figure ourselves out, figure out how we can love ourselves better. Okay, so whatever you do, go get started on that self-love, run yourself a hot bath, turn on some music, remind yourself how awesome you are. Okay, so let's get started on that self-love, and I will talk to you next time.